Hey guys, ThirdTempest back, and today we are playing some more Medabot's Metabee version, and we are about to head into the school to actually defeat participate in the row battle contest. Hey Rika, what's up with the row battle contest? You're late. It's already over. It looks like the leader of the Screws is the winner. They've got full control of the place. Do you want to fight me? Do you want me to give you a chance? Okay, I'll take it easy on you. Okay. Let's do it! Icky, say cheese! I think you're pointing your camera at the wrong person. We'll be the winners. Sloan, go for it. I'm gonna mess up your clothes. Sloan's gonna mess up your clothes, man. You're gonna mess up your clothing. You're gonna have to go to the dry cleaners. You're gonna have to go get them those clothes all washed up and all that stuff. Sloan's turtleizer is slow, yet has a lot of bulk behind it. Additionally, it has like a fairly strong laser attack. So it's good to try to aim for parts that aren't his legs. But with your skills so low in shooting, generally you don't always hit where you're trying to hit. You see how it was targeting the arms, and it hit the leg by accident, or essentially. Like you see, I'm trying to target that back arm with his shots. More often than not, they're going to miss early on, or they're not going to hit the part that you want them to hit. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that you're going to need to be aware of. Later on when you get that skill leveled up, and I'll show you what skill it is after we get through these. I think it's a gauntlet kind of battle, so you don't really get any time in between to figure out what's going on. I'll show you what I'm talking about in terms of skill that's needed. And he has a laser. And, like, by all means, he does deal a lot of damage. Like, it's not a joke when I was saying that. It's a fair amount of damage. I'm going to go with the missiles because it will multi-target, and I have weakened his legs considerably. I didn't start out with the missile because the missile would not have destroyed parts immediately if I weren't lucky. Yeah. And his head laser, I guess it charges faster, but I'm not entirely sure it's as strong. Nope, it's just as strong. And now I'm down to basically using missile and machine gun. Hopefully I can get rid of his legs. Getting rid of the legs is not a bad thing. It's just something that you're not going to be too happy with the outcome. Getting rid of the legs will take away all terrain advantages or disadvantage. I mean, I think it takes away both the disadvantages. No, it doesn't take away the disadvantages. It gives them a higher disadvantage in terms of what's going on. And you see how he suddenly was able to get there? When the but the meta part is broken, the charge, the time it takes for him to get to the center to fire off his shot is substantially decreased. It's just taken away, but at the same time, it just means that it gives him more of a chance to get there and attack. You see how my shot skill went up? That means that I am a bit better with my shooting. Unfortunately, I think we might have lost this one. I hope not, but we probably did. Yeah, we did, because I have no actual means of attack now. And time is actually up, which kind of sucks, but... And we have no metaphors to use. We have nothing I can do. And no more... Time's up. Icky is the winner. I think I won by default because I had the most HP left on my parts. I got roller tank. But if I hadn't destroyed his legs, And since they have such a high health pool, he would have won that. Having that long timer I was talking about in the first episode is very helpful for this, because it doesn't let things, it can help you, but at the same time, like how I was down to just missiles, it can hurt you too. You messed up my clothes. Thank you for taking care of us alone. You're next, Spike. Get him. I'm gonna take your useless meta parts. Right. He's gonna beat me up with Cyan Dog. Cyan Dog is not necessarily bad. It's a thing. We're gonna go with the shoot type, because the shoot is more reliable, I think. I think shoot's the more reliable one. But when the skill goes up, it also increases the amount of damage it does, I believe, as well as the accuracy. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'm almost sure about that. Pretty sure that how that interaction works. It also depends on what kind of metal you're running. Certain metals have higher advantages than others when it comes to this kind of stuff. We're gonna go with the missile and try to take out the arm, but we're probably not gonna end up in the legs. But if we get the legs again, they're gonna be destroyed. Like your damage is not going to be. Wait, it's not. Your damage is leveled up by the metal, I believe. It might be the metal. It might be the. I can't remember, but I know your damage does eventually go up. Like your meta parts have a very important role in terms of your damage, but it's also compatibility with your metal, with your metal's level, with the skill level of the shots that you're taking. Because there are good chances that if you have incompatible parts for your Medabot, they will miss, and like missing is very unwanted. I mean, I know most people don't want to miss a shot in game, but at the same time, it's an entirely wasted turn in terms of what you're going to be able to do. You can also set up a auto run on battles, which is not the worst idea later on, but at the same time, it kind of can be. It's a 50-50 kind of thing. If you're trying to grind up a skill on a Medabot and you know you can just keep winning these battles anyway, then you're probably fine with doing it. Yet at the same time, oh yeah, the head has an actual cannon. His head has a cannon. I thought for some reason I thought his head had a what was it? Scout. Scout increases your accuracy and your chance to crit, I believe, or it just increases your accuracy. But there we go. I'm not entirely sure where all of them go. All of the things go. I might have to put that in like a little box of what each part does. Yet linear cannon was acquired. It's Kabuto Metal has leveled up again. It's now level 2. It wasn't fair. How pitiful. You lost to him. You'll face me next. The Screws gang. Do you want me to play with you? We're going against the Screws gang. Metabee versus Peppercat. You might as well just. Peppercat is fairly fast, and she has a stun. She's agile as all get out, so yeah. I'm gonna warn you on that. She's very troublesome. Yet she's a glass cannon. That status effect stops us for a brief moment, but at the same time, it's not necessarily good. It doesn't last forever, depending on what part she hit. If she destroys you and applies the status effect on your legs, you are almost dead in the water. But her defenses are nil, like very, very low defense. As long as you can hit your shots, you will do fine. She just has a very high agility and very easy for her to dodge you. Because It does. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like she is very annoying when it comes to it. She's very good at being that annoyance you have to deal with early on. She's not like a wall. She's not a game-breaking wall or anything like that. She is very beatable. It's just like she's the very first Pokemon. I keep saying Pokemon. I'm used to playing Pokemon. She's the very first opponent that's going to have status effects that really do have an impact on you in the game. I mean, I know it's only the third or fourth meta battle you are in, but at the same time, it's still a very important thing to realize that she's not hard, but she's about moderate. She's about what you're going to be having to deal with until you get another Medabot. Now, in terms of how battles work with multiple Medabots, the Medabot at the very top is your lead Medabot. If your leader goes down, you lose. And for a Medabot to go down, you have to destroy the head. That's all you have to destroy. More often than not, you tend to end up destroying most of the parts along the way until you get to the point where you can actually just aim at parts you want, or it's just like you're more likely going to hit that thing. Kind of ideal. Left arm, light blow was acquired. Level up again. I am now level 3 or 4. I'm level 4. How dare you make a fool of me? Amazing! You got some great shots of the Robot. I can see the headline now. Miracle victory. Miracle? Wow, that hurt. That didn't even hurt me. Wait. Now what? Didn't we settle this fight? We were playing by kids' rules, so the win doesn't count. I'll show you something amazing using real rules. Peppercat, transport. Spike, Salone, transport your Medabots too. 3 against 1 is cheating. Sorry, official rules. You better be prepared. Hold on a second. Ba-da-da-da-boom! Our Medabots! What the heck is that thing? A Kabuto Medabot doesn't have the data to do a technique like that. I'm gonna wet my pants. There goes Spike's Cyan Dog, Salone's Turtleizer, and Samantha's Peppercat. I don't know what you did, but I refuse to accept this loss. Someday, you'll be the one doing laundry. You haven't seen The Last of Us? Wasn't that amazing? What was that just now? Oh, I don't really know. Anyway, Erica, what's the headline of the school paper gonna be? How about Awesome Medabot appears? What do you think? I like Awesome Metafighter appears. No, your Medabot was awesome. Not you, Icky. Oh, man. Okay, well, I gotta go. Gonna start writing the article, so why don't you go and look for Robot opponents around school? Now you'll actually run into opponents walking around school, not around the town, mind you, around school. Well, guess I'll go look for look around school for row battles. And irony, in the show they didn't actually let you do that. In the show they're like schools for learning, not for playing Medabots. Hey guys, ThirdTempest here, and doing a little bit of commentary in post because the episode ran a little bit long and I had to speed up the footage. Mainly it's a lot of row battles that are just going on, and I was looking to just progress the story while also trying to find the random encounters. Speaking of which, there are 3 random encounters that you can find in the schoolyard. In the playground area where we fought Samantha, Sloan, and Clyde. I believe that's his name, Clyde. The 3 of the Screws gang, essentially. And inside the school itself, they all have the same spawn map. Your first 2 are very common, while the 3rd is rather rare, or at least in my opinion, it's been rather rare. Curly Bear, a bear type Medabot, essentially. It's not too hard to defeat. It's a very basic Medabot that you find early on, but most Medabots are fairly easy early on before Metaforce becomes a thing. And yes, Metaforce does become a thing once it's been introduced. Kentaro is the second Medabot. It is essentially what looks like a sumo wrestler, or at least that's what its helmet is. The helmet is a sumo press. It has axe arms and some normal two-legged meta parts. The final and the rare one is Crosser Dog. Crosser Dog I had a hard time, and that's why I'm doing this post-commentary. And I'll probably be doing this for the other Medabots when I'm introducing them. Anyway, Crosser Dog is basically the same thing as Cyan Dog. Don't worry about it. It's pretty much the same Medabot. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not grand. It's not good. It's a Medabot. It's Cyan Dog. I mean, if you need more shoot parts in case you lose your arm on Metabee, very worth it. While at the same time, you have 3 static encounters inside the school. On the first floor, you'll find a boy with Kantaro in the top left classroom. On the second floor, in the bottom right classroom, you'll find another boy with Kantaro. Basically, if the boy has Kantaro, the girl has Curly Bear. You'll run into both of those throughout the school, like I said. And the last one is the teacher in the teacher's lounge, which I believe is on the first floor. I am not entirely sure right now, but I'm like 80% sure it's on the first floor. Anyway, he will have the first 2 Medabots first fight where he has 2 Medabots. The fight can be a little difficult at times. It's not entirely too difficult. It's not something out of your realm to actually handle this man, and if you do, it's kind of helpful later on because he does have a chance to give you some decent weapons, I guess, or not weapons, but meta parts that you'll have to pick up later. I think you'll be able to pick up later. I'm not entirely sure, but I would suggest while you're here, just grind up to level 10. Try to get as many meta parts as you can in case you need spares. And realize that you will be getting another Medabot sooner rather than later. So those parts will come in handy in terms of giving you something to attack with. Or being used with. Because I believe if you get a Medabot, I mean, there's only one other Medabot that I believe just gives you... Or when you get a Tempest, that gives you all the meta parts. I'm not entirely sure. Again, it's going off some old memories and me reading up guides that I haven't finished completely. Anyway, that's it for that. We're going to go into what the attack types are real quick and just touch on that. I don't plan on dwelling on things too much longer. I've drawn this part out way too much as it is. Anyway, there are 8. There are 8 attack types. Strike, which is a sword technique that attacks the nearest Medabot to the center. Very high hit rate, but does not have a chain reaction. Berserker, the opposite to Strike, also hits the nearest Medabot, but does have fairly good damage and chain reaction, but is very inaccurate. Or not very, but is inaccurate. Aim shot is as it sounds, it's aiming. It depends on what your metal aims for, but they tend to aim at certain Medabots or meta parts that are on Medabots, and they will generally aim at that. Shoot, unlike aim shot, will hit almost any Medabot. Kind of lets you choose a little bit, but they're not necessarily any different. As far as I know, shoot is the one with a chain attack. Aim shot might have one. It's just my last playthrough. I did a lot with Rakusho, so it was all melee. It was all Berserker and Strike. Heal allows you to repair meta parts or Medabots, even revive them depending on what part it is. Not all parts are the same. Defend is if you're trying to build a tank. That's essentially what it is. They are very tanky parts. If you want your lead Medabot just to be a tank, so it doesn't die out and you don't lose the fight, it's a strategy, I think. Support basically helps your team by giving it boosts, like decreased time, charge times, increased accuracy, increased invasion rate. While interrupt are parts that tend to do the opposite to your opponent. It will hinder them in some way, or basically interrupt their playstyle. Well, that's all for the parts, and that's all for this little bit of information. Sorry it took so long, and it's very unclear, but anyway, this has been ThirdTempest saying, have fun playing games. Next time we come back, we're going to be talking to Erica and progressing the story. Later.